What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is doing well today. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, we are back with another highly recommended video. And considering that this interview right here was only posted 7 days ago, my goodness, I'm so shocked by how much recommendations was flooding in on every single app. I'm talking about Instagram, on my Gmail, you know, the suggestion link, and on my Instagram comments. I'm in the YouTube studio like, man, they really want me to check out this interview. Now, this won't be our first time checking out one of these lovely interviews with Mike Myers. This will be our second time checking an interview out. I guess he's going to ask Mike Myers a few questions, you know, about how he currently feels about, you know, Canada, maybe their relationships, or, you know, maybe some of the issues going on around Canada, you know, some of the things that are happening, like projects, you know, Carney's trying to get a few things done. There's a lot of debating going on with Trump. It's just a lot of things to speak on. So I guess he's just going to pick his mind, and we're going to see what Mike Myers thinks, man. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video. I'm really looking forward towards this, and thank you so much for all the recommendations, man.
So let's go back in time.
Sure.
To the afternoon before the night of the t-shirt.
The night of the t-shirt.
The night of the t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a good name for a movie, really.
Did you have a plan for that? Like, did you know you were going to do that?
No. I knew I was going to wear the t-shirt, but just to wear the t-shirt, you know. And I had no plan.
I really did want to hear his thoughts on this. Like, you know, from the man himself. Why did you wear this shirt? Oh, this is legendary. Take it from the top.
So let's go back in time.
Sure.
To the afternoon before the night of the t-shirt.
The night of the t-shirt.
The night of the t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a good name for a movie, really.
Did you have a plan for that? Like, did you know you were going to do that?
No. I knew I was going to wear the t-shirt, but just to wear the t-shirt, you know. And I had no plan. Didn't even tell my wife, Kelly. Didn't tell the kids. It's just, I was up there and I just got more and more angry. I thought, I'm really mad about this, you know. Leave us alone. What the hell? And then I don't really have a strong recollection of doing elbows up.
Really?
I did have Gordie Howe come into my mind of, like, we're not going to attack anybody, but if you attack us, you're going to get some elbows. And there was no premeditation whatsoever. It's just strong feelings of leave us alone, you know?
Yeah. Hey, and let me tell you something. And them elbows hurt more than fists. I'm letting you know.
I was just up there thinking, well, a whole bunch of people are going to see this.
All right.
And I don't think I can stay quiet on it.
You heard him. Mike Myers was angry as he took the stage that night, just as millions of Canadians were angry at Donald Trump.
You know, we have people like smiling, grin on the face, smiling, grin on the face. He was just smiling. He kind of smiling. You know, a lot of people are smiling, straight face. There's nothing to smile about. Okay, and that was honestly the perfect opportunity right there to go ahead and wear that t-shirt on live TV. I would have took the same opportunity, man.
Just as millions of Canadians were angry at Donald Trump's threat to annex Canada, he happened to be wearing that t-shirt in private protest, and then he just decided to show it to the world. That defiant message, then the tapping of that elbow and the mouthing of elbows up. A reference to the playing style of Canadian hockey legend Gordie Howe. It was a night that began with his first sketch on Saturday Night Live in a decade, and his impression of Elon Musk, complete with chainsaw.
Hey, somebody wanted me to react to something, you know, similar to this. I think it was like a little Canadian skit. Somebody was acting as Trump, and I think the other person was acting as, no, I think it was Justin Trudeau. I don't think it wasn't Mark. It was Justin Trudeau. Okay, well, it'll be a really old video considering that Justin Trudeau is no longer in the picture, but I mean, all right, I still might check it out.
It was a night that began with his first sketch on Saturday Night Live in a decade, and his impression of Elon Musk, complete with chainsaw. But ending with that message to people back home that brought a tidal wave of fierce national pride.
The next day I got a call from my brother saying, it's blowing up. And I'm like, what's blowing up? Oh God, I did Elon, yeah. And it was like, no, the elbows up. And I was like, oh yeah, I did elbows up, that's right, yeah.
And he probably didn't even think that was gonna blow up, you know? He just thought he should do it, man. Being creative, he was like, let me wear the shirt and let me do the elbows up, man, you know, as a reference to Gordie Howe. And that is amazing, man. And now it's legendary. It was trending all over YouTube. It still is, man.
Blowing up. And I'm like, what's blowing up? Oh God, I did Elon, yeah. And it was like, no, the elbows up. And I was like, oh yeah, I did elbows up, that's right, yeah. I don't know, I was very surprised by it, but very also happy that it wasn't
noticed.
just me who was feeling like
And yeah.
something has to be said.
And it just kept growing. Elbows Up caught fire everywhere.
I want to tell you about a new hero of mine, a new Canadian hero. Mike Myers has been so inspirational.
Not only did he wear this shirt and shake it, shake it, shake it with pride, but he also did elbows up, elbows up.
Just look it up. It's a hockey reference. And it's fantastic.
It is.
Elbows up.
Elbows up.
Genius.
Take care of Canadians. We don't need to be anybody's 51st state.
To you, Mike Myers, toots off to you.
And there was more to come from Mike Myers on SNL. The Canadian Tire t-shirt was next. The Maple Leafs after that. With Myers, the kid from Toronto who'd made so many millions laugh with Wayne's World, Austin Powers, Shrek, and beyond, had suddenly become a kind of folk hero in his home country. Elbows Up. Canada is not for sale. No way, no how.
I was in Ottawa not too long ago for the first time since the 51st state stuff came up. It blew my mind that the number of Canadian flags, the degree of patriotism that was evident everywhere, right? Somebody came up to me and starts talking about Trump. And they said to me, Canada needs more Mike Myers.
That's nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I would be nothing without Canada. The Canadian taxpayer.
I mean, judging by my comments and what I see on social media and in my DMs, there's a lot of people like Mike Myers. In fact, there are a lot of people, you know, who take it to the extreme, you know, more than Mike Myers has. You know, not saying that he wouldn't. That's why I'm saying, you know, has. Canadian pride is strong, man. Love their country. For real, for real. The patriotism is to the sky.
Somebody came up to me and starts talking about Trump. And they said to me, Canada needs more Mike Myers.
That's nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I would be nothing without Canada. The Canadian taxpayer put money into the government. The government subsidized our rent when I was a kid. They accepted my parents from Liverpool, England, who had no capital whatsoever, and put my parents' kids through a very fantastic high school. There was a program at Stephen Leacock, where I went, that was a TV program to get more people into television. I got into that. I would have gone to York University, that would have been subsidized. I worked at the CBC.
Congratulations.
Thank you, no, but I'm saying that's taxpayer money. That somebody paid their taxes is why I'm here talking to you about something, you know what I mean? And I don't forget, I'm very grateful. I also love Canada. You know, it's if I wasn't Canadian, I would want to be Canadian. You know what I mean? I like our vibe. I like who we are. I think it's great. So for me, it just came from a place of, you know, they brought me to the dance. You know, Canada, and it's my country. You know.
Yeah.
You've written about national pride, and you make a point in your book of those years from, I think, 67 to 77, starting with, you know, Expo. And
it was our cultural revolution, yeah.
Indeed,
Yeah.
that's a good way to put it, right? And then it dropped a little bit, it seems to me, right?
Yeah.
And here it is.
Yeah.
Like, what does that tell you about Canadians?
They know what they have, you know. It's. I think of another Canadian, a poet, Joni Mitchell, talking about paved paradise. Put up a parking lot, you don't know what you've got till it's gone, you know. Certainly when you leave Canada, you know, there's just a vibe here, you know. My shoulders drop down to my hips, my jaw unclenches. It's just, there's a sanity, there's a reasonableness. There's a grown-upness, you know, that is unique to this country. And it's, you know, what is it? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? You know what I mean? It's great, you know.
You had the Canada Not for Sale shirt. Canadian Tire was next.
Yes.
How many
I wanted
people
us to
did you
buy Canadian. That was the whole thing. Because a boycott had ensued, and I was like, wow, buy from Canada, Canadian Tire.
So you go from explaining Gordie Howe to some Americans, I imagine, to explaining Canadian Tire.
Yes.
Then came the Carney ad.
Yes.
How'd that come about?
They called and said, would you like to meet the Prime Minister and do a little video thing?
Go.
Oh,
Mr. Prime Minister?
Personally? You the man. They hit you up personally?
Do a little video thing.
Go.
Mr. Prime Minister, Mike Myers, what are you doing here? I just thought I'd come up and check on things.
You live in the States?
Yeah, but I'll always be Canadian. Do you remember Mr. Dressup, the children's show on CBC? What were the names of Mr. Dressup's two?
Okay. You know what's crazy? When I first reacted to this little scene they did, I was not aware of who Mr. Dressup was at all. A few months down the line, we ended up reacting to it. You know, previously, we ended up reacting to Mr. Dressup, and it was amazing. Gotta check out some more episodes, man. But now I'm familiar with the show, so now I understand what they're referring to. Before, I was a little lost. Now I know it.
Mike Myers, what are you doing here? I just thought I'd come up and check on things.
You live in the States?
Yeah, but I'll always be Canadian. Do you remember Mr. Dressup, the children's show on CBC? What were the names of Mr. Dressup's two puppet friends? Casey and Finnegan? Bud the Spud? Howie? Meeker? Wow, you really are Canadian.
But let me ask you, Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada?
There will always be a Canada.
All right, elbows up.
Elbows up.
I've been talking to my friends here in Canada, talking to my brothers, Peter and Paul, and talk about politics. And my brother Peter said, there's this guy, Carney, look into it. And it seemed that Carney was left, but a centrist, at a time when we would probably need to unify against enemies, foreign and domestic. Is he the almighty? No. But is he the alternative? Yes. And that's the other calculation I made.
You've obviously had a lot of love for what has happened the last number of weeks. You've also got trolls out there.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
What is that?
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
People say, what's this guy? He lives in America.
And I love that's the very first thing I said, because I thought, how am I going to get hit? Oh, I don't live here anymore. Well, I was like, it's the first line of my book. Everybody knows I don't, you know. But, you know, Lauren Michael said, you know, painters go to Paris, Rome ruled by the sword, the broadsword, and Britain by the three-masted ship. America is ruled by the moving image. It's the axis mondial of the moving image, you know what I mean? And, you know, when I worked on Wayne's World, there was a Dutch cinematographer, a Czech clapper loader, you know, everybody's from elsewhere, you know what I mean?
If you play hockey, you come to North America.
Yeah,
It's where the league is.
Exactly. And then, you know, my wife is American and I have 3 American kids, you know. They're New Yorkers, you know. They actually are more New Yorkers than they are American. It's sort of like they live in a republic off the coast of America. And that's where they want to live. So, you know, I'm their dad, and I guess that's where we live, you know.
What does their dad tell them about Canada?
I tell them they roll their eyes a lot because he's Canadian, you know. I go through the list, you know, of inventions and of Canadians. My daughter Sunday calls me Canadad. And they get it, he's Canadian. I say, you know that guy? And they go, yeah, he's Canadian.
But your parents instilled in you a pride of the United Kingdom.
Of Liverpool and the United Kingdom,
It's almost like you've become your dad now for your kids.
It's true, very true, yeah. You know, England was this utopia that they had come from, and our house looked like a little shrine to Liverpool. And my house looks a little bit too. There's tons of like Mounties and big giant picture of the Queen.
And you've written a song.
Yes.
About Canada.
Yeah.
For CBC Kids.
Yeah. Manitoba, Alberta, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, Saskatchewan, Ontario, Quebec. Well, I wrote a song a long time ago for my kids of all the different provinces. The family reads it every Canada Day.
Hey,
All the different provinces.
What's the character? Who this right here? Who this? Who's that in the middle, man?
The family reads it every Canada Day.
Hand puppets be hilarious.
And I over-celebrate Canada Day down there. And I often call the 4th of July, it's like America's Canada Day, right? As if I don't know. But. Newfoundland, British Columbia, but the song's not over yet. Yukon, the Northwest Territories, and good old Nunavut. And good old Nunavut. Wow!
Nice!
You know what? My kids are American, so and I live in the United States. Okay. So every Canada Day, I have them sing the song that I wrote that explains all the different provinces and all the different territories.
Even here, it's clear that he's.
But that's a good way to learn and memorize as well while learning, rather than just forgetting about it all, because, you tend to receive it all at once real fast, when learning about these type of things. I learned my times tables and my ABCs with the song. I could sing the times tables for every single number that I've learned in middle school. Hey, at least they taught us that. That's one thing I can say for sure. Like, I was a beast at times tables, doing division on the paper, long division. Song is the best way to go, honestly. It's all about, it's like a jingle. If it's catchy, it has a nice beat, a nice little tone to it, maybe a little music video. You can sing along and memorize it, I still memorize the songs they taught us from middle school. And it's crazy, because they were catchy.
My kids are American, so and I live in the United States. Okay. So every Canada Day, I have them sing the song that I wrote that explains all the different provinces and all the different territories.
Even here, it's clear that he's all about all things Canada. Mike Myers has always worn his heart on his sleeve on that stuff, so it really should have been no surprise to anyone that when Donald Trump raised the idea of a 51st state, and when Myers had a chance to make a statement on that, he did, big time.
To bring it back to the T-shirt.
Yeah.
That sounds like a corny question, I guess, but any regrets? I mean, you're giving that message to Canadians.
Yeah.
But you're also...
I thought it was a message just to Canadians. I thought Elbows Up was really for my brothers, to be honest. You know what I mean?
But you're also, flipping the bird to Donald Trump in a weird kind of way.
I don't feel that. I'd be happy to. It's not my politics. I don't, I grew up, my parents were in World War II and fought the fascists, so if you want to say that I'm anti-fascist, count me in, that's fine. But it was just leave us alone. That's all it was. Just, we love you guys. What are you doing? This is madness. We love Americans. But we can love Americans and not want to be Americans. You know what I mean? And there is a difference,
If that's your message to the White House,
yeah.
Then what is your message with that and that to Canada?
Just don't be afraid. We have nothing to be afraid of. They're not. If we just hold the ground and just say, no. I actually like what Prime Minister Carney's doing with well, that's not going to happen. You don't have to get anti-American and ugly about it. It's just, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if it was vice versa and we were the ones going through the situation when we were receiving threats from Canada, and say vice versa, it's going to sound odd, but say vice versa, like, okay, say Canada was trying to get America within them, Let's just say that, or let's put Canada in our shoes. Let's put ourselves in Canada's shoes. Imagine if somebody was like to Americans, "Oh, we're gonna make you our 51st state. You're not gonna have your own independence anymore as a country. America gonna be part of Canada." Americans would all be all over social media, the news, talk show stations, podcasts, social media, Instagram Live, YouTube streams, Twitch, all over talking about, you crazy if you think that's gonna happen. They're gonna want to fight. They're gonna want to go to war. And we're not even talking about the military. Those people are going to want to fight for their country and go to war as well. So why do you think that Canada wouldn't want to do the same either? I've been hearing a lot of, people on the internet, a lot of Americans. I get the American algorithm because look where I'm at. I got the people in the comments talking about, well, not my comments. You know, because I'll block them. I get them out of here real quick. But on like Instagram, social media, Facebook, talk about, oh, Canada, you know, da-da-da-da-da. They just got their panties in a bunch. You know, they're just in their feelings. You know, we're just trying to help. I'm like, you don't even understand the politics that's going on. You don't even understand what's really going on. And people talk about they're being dramatic. They're making up, you know, corny slogans and you know, corny things now for their country. I'm like, and some people are like, you know, this is the country that needs to be part of us because they're making this stuff up. I'm like, you have no idea what, you know, this stuff represents and what, you know, it actually means. Like, what's the real meaning behind it? Oh, you see somebody doing this and you ready to go, you ready to go right on Instagram. Always trying to judge before being educated on something. It had a bigger meaning. Duh. He's not going to do it on live TV and go up to the camera and be like, look, hey, 51st, we ain't none of that, you know? We ain't 51st, nothing. Nah. Doing all that in front of the camera. He probably could. He has the freedom to. Freedom of speech. He's part of Canada, not the States. Even though he lives here, he's not with us, so he would not care to speak out. There's a lot of Americans scared to speak out as well about how they feel about this situation. Y'all so scary. Stop being so scary. You got a freedom of speech. You got your own life. You got your own life. Trump didn't bring you into this world. He can't take you out this world. But you'll be fine. Talking, man, some of y'all be so scary. I'm talking about the Americans. Some of y'all be so scary. Like, y'all will be fine. If you don't agree with situations or you feel you should speak out on certain things, speak out because he's ruining your life as well. Certain situations, he is ruining your life and putting you in certain predicaments as well that we have to face as an economy. We have to deal with it as an economy. You better not be middle class either, because he ain't helping you.
Actually, like what Prime Minister Carney's doing with well, that's not going to happen.
Get rich.
You don't have to get anti-American and ugly about it. It's just, yeah, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Because it isn't.
What have you learned about Canadians in all of this?
That we're way more, I have to say, this generation of Canadians is so inspiring to me. They know what they have. They don't want to lose it. You know, there's Sinn Féin. I'm not advocating the IRA, but I do love the messaging of we ourselves. You know what I mean? I love that concept of we're going to determine how we are perceived in the world. There will be a Canadian voice that comes out that will be universally recognized as a voice, as a movement.
Right. I mean, I'm sorry to like pause right in between his speech, but like what he's saying is, you know, Canada's going to project their voices because, you know, previously down in history, they really haven't. Canada has never really made a scene like this unless they were going to war. Unless you got them to the point where it's like, we got to fight. Look, we're not doing all of this, you know, all this politics, all this stuff that's going on. We're going to war. That's bad right there. Yeah, we ain't doing none of politics. We're going to war. Then all right. Canada's just that quiet country, you know, very humble, very respectful, very loyal, trustworthy. If you mess them over, you backstab them, hey, they gonna do it back to you. And they have people along with them on their side as well because everybody loves Canada, man. Canada is one of those countries, one of those neutral allies. A lot of countries love Canada. I don't really know too many countries that have issues with Canada. Oh, okay. Like besides Russia, you know, certain countries, but besides them, majority of the countries really do love and appreciate Canada and the things the country has to offer. We got to give Canada their flowers, give them more thanks, you know. They're projecting their voice now. They're being heard. They want to be seen now because you're not just going to run over them. You're not going to come out in the blue and just start running over them talking about 51st. Oh, we're not doing trading. Oh, we're placing tariffs. You're the main cause of the stuff coming through the border. That wasn't even, only 1% was coming through. Things like that. All right, now we got to speak out. Now we got to stand up for ourselves. You know, any person would do that, stand up for themselves in that situation.
Recognized as a voice, as a movement, because too many Canadians are aware of who they are. And if I've had a small part to play in that, I'm very, very honored with a U. And I just thought it was possible. I just thought it was possible. And I think this next generation is going to know it's possible. And I'm really proud of this generation of Canadians.
Your national pride is tremendous.
It is. And it's a lot to be proud of. And I go around the world and people tell me things, you know what I mean? I don't even have to sell it. It's, you know, it's not, this isn't salesmanship. This is just,
right,
from my point of view, observation.
Right.
And it really is what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding. And why is it bad to be polite? Why is it bad to be nice, to be tempered in your opinion, to not always hurl invective, but to just offer your point of view, put it on the table, pick it up, don't pick it up. What's wrong with that? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Isn't that what being an adult is? An adult is speaking your truth with kindness and speaking so that you can be understood, not so that you can manipulate and hurt people's feelings. And I think that is a tenet of Canada, is truth with kindness.
Yep, just said that.
You know,
Can you catch?
I can catch. Yes.
Where did you get that?
I got it on Amazon. When the whole talk of tariffs and all that stuff started happening, I said, I bet somebody's got a T-shirt. And so I bought it. It came the next day. God bless Amazon. And I got like a whole bunch of different T-shirts. But I'd like to give that to you as a gift, actually, because you said bring the T-shirt. And I thought anybody that wants me to bring the T-shirt should have the T-shirt. So it is all absolutely hilarious to me and my friends in Toronto and my brothers that any kind of catchphrase should emerge from something that came from my ankles. It didn't come from my intellect, you know what I mean? It came from, I don't know, like I just said, I just got madder and madder. It's not even, just leave us alone, dude, you know? That's as simple as it gets, you know?
It is.
And so it was that Canada's Mike Myers took a stand in front of millions, with his message heard round the world, but especially here at home. So what does he say now on the continuing threat to make Canada the 51st state?
Well, it's not going to happen. Nobody wants the 51st state. We like universal health care.
Hey, I've been seeing a lot of Americans saying, though, you know, we do not want Canada as the 51st state because they like getting away and traveling to Canada. Out the country as well? It's out the country. Go to Canada. Whole new country, whole new atmosphere, dealing with just Canadian. Depends on which area you go to, dealing with nothing but Canadian locals, and the atmosphere is amazing. The energy is beautiful, and nothing but positivity, man, you know? Just enjoying it. So yeah, we don't want you as our 51st. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. No, because it wouldn't even be, oh man, you know, it's the whole idea of getting out the country as well and going to Canada. It's out the country. Then it would be within the states. That's whack. No. Canada, you guys will never be the 51st state, so we don't ever have to worry about this. I mean, we don't ever have to worry about that, man. Thank God.
The 51st state. We like universal health care. And what I love about Canadians is
That's another thing. So much things would change. The healthcare. Would it be taken out of your taxes? Would you start, you know, would it be taken out of taxes the American way? Or would you guys keep your Canadian healthcare? That's not what it's called, but that's what I'm basically just referring to it as. Because it's just for Canada. Like, would you basically still keep your healthcare system? That's a confusing one as well. It cannot become the 51st. It's too many complications.
Universal health care. And what I love about Canadians is they say we want a government that empowers the least empowered and enfranchise the least enfranchised. It encourages people who have no capital to see that they themselves are capital. And I don't know. I think it's a great system here. It could always be improved. We could treat our Indigenous people better. I love the Truth and Reconciliation program we're going through right now. That doesn't say everything about a country. We're not always going to get it right, but at least we're a country that really does want to get it right. That makes people better. I think it's a great system here. It could always be improved. We could treat our Indigenous people better.
Indigenous, what's going on with them? Got some Canadians that don't really like them, or they feel a certain way towards them, and don't respect their culture or traditions. What's going on with them? Like, help me in the comments. What is he talking about when he says that?
I love the Truth and Reconciliation program we're going through right now. That doesn't say everything about a country. We're not always going to get it right, but at least we're a country that really does want to get it right.
That's true.
And that's Canada.
That's Canada.
This was great, man. This was was a lovely interview. Checking out our second interview with Mike Myers. This was wonderful. I absolutely enjoyed it. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean for the video to actually be this long. You know, that's just me talking, going on my rants, but this video was almost about 20 minutes regardless, so it doesn't really matter. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, or should I say this interview, just as much as myself. Feel free to share your opinions on this amazing interview we checked out today in the comments down below. And please, everyone, feel free to follow my Twitch in the description as well, so you do not miss out on any of the live streams coming up soon. And trust me, I got some things in store. I don't think you guys would want to miss out, and I wouldn't want any of you missing out on it as well. Once again, thank you so much for all the love and support and for just choosing me to watch today. I hope you all enjoy the amazing weather in your beautiful country, and I hope to catch you all in the next reaction video.